It's Adam with Arcade Galactic, and for our next rare game showcase, we've got Pitfall 2, The Lost Caverns. Well, originally it was by ActiVision, by David Crane, and essentially an Indiana Jones game for the Atari 2600. But Sega took Pitfall 2, which, well, the sequel was released on the Atari 2600 and some other platforms back in 1984, and they created this unique version of the game in 1985, which was also released for Sega's rare and almost unknown game console, the SG-1000. I'm not sure if there's any major differences between the two games, but I would still call this one exclusive to arcades, at least modern arcades, because Activision has not included this version, and Sega's not included this version on any modern compilation that I know of over several generations, and I don't think it ever came out on the NES. The NES had like Super Pitfall, but that was completely different and generally not well liked. But I'm not 100% sure what the rarity is on this game, other than to say and to know that it is rare. And this also has the cool artwork on the side of the Sega logo, which is mainly for Sega fans. That's why I pulled it out. Normally it's tucked back. But I do just know that it is rare. This is not something that pops up very often. I just don't know how it compares in rarity to a bunch of other games, but this would be harder to find than Sega games of that era, say Hang On or Outrun or Space Harrier or anything like that. Sega did take another game and reprogrammed it, as they said, that was popular on PCs called Choplifter, which was also like on Atari and I think Apple and Commodore computers, and he turned that into a better arcade version. But if you've never played Pitfall or Pitfall 2, then it's a platforming game. Again, it's obviously inspired by Indiana Jones, but it was a platformer before Super Mario Brothers was out there. Now, you don't have a weapon like a whip, so it's really about avoiding things, jumping over creatures and obstacles and such. This sequence, you're supposed to grab onto a balloon and navigate your way up the cavern without getting hit by one of the bats like that. But the overall idea is to run through the caverns, collecting treasures, gold, get as high score as you can. Now, unfortunately, this game does not save the score, so I'm not sure what the highest score is that anybody's ever got on this, or that has got on our machine at least. I believe Galloping Ghost Arcade over in Brookfield, Illinois has one of these, but I'm not sure how many others. I probably should have looked up arcade.com, which would list how many are out there that are known, at least. But here's something that was not in the Atari versions of the game, was a minecart chase sort of thing. So long before Minecraft did this as well, 40 years or so, that added this sequence to it. But that sucks right there on the timing. That's one thing about this game, is it is really, really tough. And it only lets you continue once. And so I've been able to get to the area that it showed there with the ice caverns, which right here is kind of the end of the level 1, and then you get into the ice caverns, and then you go further from there. Now on the monitor bezel, here's a map of everything. From here it looks slightly less difficult, but it's still pretty tough to get through there. But if anybody could get well into the depths of the game, or even beat it, then that would certainly earn you an Arcade Hero patch. No doubt about that there, but I don't know if that'll ever happen, because the adventures of Pitfall Harry are pretty tough on this game. Now, this also has a unique ball top joystick. It's kind of soft, almost feels like an analog stick. But it works fine. It's just, yeah, you have to play this one a bit to learn the ins and outs of it. And there are little secrets hidden all throughout the game, too. Like if you wait on certain screens, a bag of money will appear if you wait long enough. But of course you have to survive on the dangers of the screen and such. So like on screens like this, or ones where things are happening, they might get that. But yeah, this is a pretty rare game. Not our rarest, but certainly among them. And this last week I covered Darius Burst, another Chronicle, and says before too long we'll cover some other games. But have you played this one? What do you think about it? And how far can you get? Let us know in the comments below, and we'll catch you on the next video.